Good evening, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. First up, wave of emailed bomb threats in New Hampshire. Nationwide, no credibility, officials say. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9, Mike Cronin.
Well, the FBI says it is assisting local agencies and it is asking people to report anything suspicious. Now, these bomb threats have been coming in by email, targeting businesses, schools, hospitals, and other places nationwide. It's not clear how many have been impacted in New Hampshire, but we know that Campers Inn in Merrimack, Wirebelt in Londonderry, as well as hospitals in Lancaster and Colebrook all have received the email. State police say the threat states there's an explosive device that will be detonated unless the recipient pays money in the form of Bitcoin. The same email appears to be popping up in every state.
At this time, there's no credible threats have been found with any of these. With that being said, all of them should be taken seriously.
If something seems out of the ordinary, if something is concerning, then they should contact their local authorities, and certainly if a local authority thinks that a bomb squad needs to respond, we're going to do that.
And we just learned that at least 2 places received this threat in Manchester. One of them had to be cleared with a K-9 unit. Investigators say it is likely that they could actually trace this back to find out who is responsible, but it's not clear if whoever is responsible is in this country. Reporting live in Concord, Mike Cronin, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Court documents. New Hampshire police recruit threatened to fire service weapon at academy graduation. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9.
We're learning new details about violent threats allegedly made by a Laconia police recruit targeting the police academy graduation. Court documents say Noah Bellew planned to fire his service weapon during the ceremony, hoping other officers would also fire and kill everyone in the crossfire. He allegedly made the threat in front of other recruits. Officials say when he was told to stop his behavior, he responded that he only wanted to hurt law enforcement. Bellew will face a judge later on this afternoon.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Route 101 crash victim identified as Wilton woman. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9, Ray Brewer.
On Route 101 in Milford, you can see the marks that show where 57-year-old Cheryl Farrell of Wilton lost her life.
It appears to be speed is the factor in this crash.
According to Milford police, Farrell was heading west on 101 in the Subaru around 7:15 Wednesday night. Also heading west, a Volkswagen with 2 juvenile males.
The Volkswagen was and may have been passing legally and illegally.
A third vehicle, a Ford, was heading east. Police say the Volkswagen ended up crashing into the Subaru,
Causing the Subaru to cross lanes and getting impacted by the Ford traveling eastbound.
Farrell was pronounced dead at the scene. The two juveniles and the driver of the Ford, 23-year-old Andrew Dwyer of Nashua, were taken to the hospital to be treated for what police describe as minor injuries. This section of 101 has been the scene of other serious accidents. For instance, this fatal in May of 2016. But police say the road is not inherently dangerous.
The road itself is safe. Almost all of our accidents are not because of the road, but it seems to always be, speed seems to be a factor out there.
Now, police say it's too soon in their investigation to say if any charges will be filed, but they are also looking for anyone who may have witnessed the accident to come forward. Reporting live in Milford, Ray Brewer, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. French police kill suspected Christmas market shooter. French police have stopped the suspect in the Starburg attack, according to reports. A lone gunman had fled after he killed at least 3 people and wounded 13 others Tuesday at a Christmas market. Agency French press reported Thursday police killed the suspected Christmas market shooter. Trump says he never directed ex-lawyer Michael Cohen to break law. President Donald Trump claimed Thursday that he never directed his longtime lawyer Michael Cohen to break the law, and he's insisting that he did nothing wrong. Police, father and son from Ganesh sold drugs, shot 2 people after argument. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9, Kristen Carosa.
Kurt Richardson and his son Jordan turned themselves into police after authorities say they tried to sell drugs to minors and ended up shooting one and grazing another.
There was a drug deal for THC,
which is the active ingredient in marijuana. In court, prosecutors say Kurt and Jordan met up with 4 minors on the rail trail in Newport to make the sale, but the minors took it without paying. The 2 parties got into their cars, a high-speed chase ensued, and ended with a fight. Police say both Kurt and Jordan were carrying guns, and at one point, Jordan fired his twice.
2 individuals received gunshot wounds as a result of that. From the state's perspective, that's important and serious.
One person was shot in the chest and another person was grazed by a bullet. Both are now in stable condition.
This case will be moving forward, that there's an additional investigative efforts that are being undertaken by the Newport Police Department and the New Hampshire State Police investigators.
We're always concerned about all activity that happens, within our community. Law enforcement works very hard to investigate these cases and bring them before the court.
The judge released the 2 on $10,000 personal recognizance bail.
We're respectful of the court's orders, but we're deeply disappointed in the outcome of the bail orders. I think, and I suspect that the families of the involved individuals are as well.
Now, both Kurt and Jordan are free to go home tonight, but if they do violate their bail conditions, they will have to pay that $10,000. We're live in Newport. Christine Carosa, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And now let's take a look at your U.S. stock market and see how your U.S. stock market closed for this Thursday evening. And here's a look at your U.S. stock market for this Thursday evening. Your Dow Jones Industrial Average closed in the green and went up. NASDAQ closed in the red and went down. S&P 500 closed in the red and went down. Gold closed in the red and went down. Oil closed in the green and went up. U.S. 10-year closed it flat. Euro/USD closed in the red and went down. And VIX closed in the red and went down. And that's a look at your U.S. stock market. Dow rises in wobbly session as Wall Street designates at least U.S.-China trade developments. Stocks swayed on Thursday while investors designated new developments in the ongoing U.S.-China trade war and Wall Street's violent week approached its end. Accused Russian agent pleads guilty to conspiracy. Let's take a listen to the video from ABC News.
You gotta ask for Fios too.
Sorry, why is that?
Because Fios is a 100% fiber optic network. Don't you guys want all of the tech on your wish list to work as awesomely as you dreamed?
I'm back.
And he's back.
100% fiber optic network, 100% phenomenal. Get Fios Internet for just $39.99 per month and get a $50 Amazon gift card when you install by December 31st.
A Russian woman accused of being a secret agent now admits she conspired to infiltrate the American gun rights movement and her aim to influence Republican political groups. 30-year-old Maria Butina pleaded guilty to a conspiracy charge as part of a deal with federal prosecutors in which she agreed to cooperate and talk about any crime she is aware of. Prosecutors say Butina and a Russian patron used their contacts in the NRA to pursue back channels to American conservatives. Butina's case is separate from the special counsel's probe into Russian meddling, but it offers more insight into how Russia seeks to influence U.S. politics.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that did it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Thursday evening, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for more Newscast. And I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Good night, everyone. Bye.